What's up guys, this is the Guitar Legend coming at you with a brand new reaction video. It's Monday, it's Mad Mondays, as you guys know, you've seen it in the title, you know it if you're familiar with the channel. It's our weekly appointment where we basically look at a brand new song for the channel from Band-Maid, of course. Now the song that we're going to listen to together was one of the biggest requests, among the ones of course that we still haven't listened to, and it's called Blooming. We're going to react to the official music video. Seems appropriate, Blooming, as some of you guys, some of the most loyal, let's say, supporters of the channel have pointed out. Blooming, spring, it's coming. I mean, if I look outside of the window right now in Ireland, not necessarily, but hopefully wherever you live, it's spring, the weather is nice, and it's not raining or even snowing. Anyway, guys, without further ado, Band-Maid, Blooming. Let's go. Oh. I already love this. I can almost already hear what the chorus is going to be like in my head. The tone of the guitar. I won't, like, I can't say anything else that I haven't already said about the bass, guys. Beautiful vocal line. But the tone of the guitar, guys, the mesa boogie is just... it's the sound of rock. Oh, listen to Akane as well on the drums. The bass, the double bass is just fantastic. Yeah, the bass. Oh, wow, nice. Nice! A much longer solo than usual. Oh. Flawless. That bass is just something else, guys. The way she uses the toms in drum beats together with the snare is just fantastic. Oh. Nice. Oh guys, I love this. I love this so much. This was a fantastic song for many reasons, and there are a couple of points that I do want to touch upon. I hope I remember everything that I noticed during the listen, guys. First thing that I want to touch upon, which was the first thing that I've actually noticed, was the dual vocal lines. Like, of course, the main vocal with Psyche, but also Miko's backing vocals, which were fantastic. They worked so well throughout the whole song. She was singing on a very high register on the background. Beautiful, really complemented so well Psyche's line, Psyche's let's say main line, when it comes to the vocal performance and the vocal production as well. It was just the right tone, just the right volume. It was just perfect, fantastic. Both very evident at the beginning and at the end of the song. I really loved it. The vocal line in it of itself was gorgeous, especially in the chorus. Very busy, as I'd come to expect at this stage from Band-Maid and from Psyche. It's always, it's never easy, let's say. It's never something, how can you say, something predictable. There is always a lot of changing, a lot of going around and exploring different lines within the same melody, which I found extremely compelling. It's always so interesting, and there is always that feeling, that very rhythmic feeling. If you've seen my other reactions to Band-Maid, it's something I tend to point out quite a lot, together with the next point, which I'm guessing you already know what it is, what's coming. But again, there is this rhythmic quality to her voice and to her lines, which is, it really pushes the song to a whole another level. Like, there is an extra layer of dynamics thanks to the vocal performances and the vocal delivery. Fantastic. Again, the other thing, the massive thing that I always point out is the rhythmic section when it comes to Band-Maid. Akane, and it's, when it comes to the drumming performance, again, we had some spots in this song where everything else dropped, very quick feels and everything like that. As I pointed out during the reaction, fantastic work going from the snare to the toms. Beautiful execution and beautiful songwriting. This was a bit, on the faster side of things, so creativity was a bit less, but still, as I pointed out, that double kick pattern was so groovy, so nice to hear. And that, of course, worked so well with the bass. And the bass, again, guys, even if she does something as simple as bringing the riff, let's say, one octave higher, it just works so well. And it's something that you don't hear that often, or maybe it's something that you hear but not so loud in the mix. Like, it works so fantastically well, and that has to do with the arrangement of the song, as I always say, guys. Because as much as a bass, if you think about Love Bites, for example, what I always say is the bass is functional in those songs because it works on the lower register and it creates the bass for the guitars to go crazy and explore different lines, and various things. Band-Maid tends to do kind of, I mean, there is always that element, of course, but there is also something else, which is one of usually the rhythmic guitar that keeps on playing, of course, the rhythmic riff on a lower register, and that allows the bass to, venture into some crazy lines. Of course, she's always extremely precise, and she always comes back to the groove when there is some extra rhythm needed, let's say, when she needs to support a bit more the drums. She's always there, but in those little pockets where she can just go crazy, she does. And that adds so much to the song. It's just fantastic. Guitar performances were beautiful. Again, as I said, we got a solo that's longer than the usual. I feel it's at least double the usual length in terms of bars. She did explore a bit more, and I was so happy to see that, because she's such a talented guitar player. Strong use of the wah pedal at the beginning, which was just gorgeous. I love the wah. That's probably a sound that's been fried into my brain by Kirk Hammett, Metallica, which is of course very famous for using the wah pedal and sometimes overusing the wah pedal. But it has such a distinctive quality, even if you think about Alice in Chains and Jerry Cantrell, very famous for his use of the wah pedal. Beautiful. It's a fantastic element to add as a guitar player, as a solo guitar player specifically. So very happy to see that. Again, the more guitar solo, let's say the longer the guitar solo, the happier I am usually, especially if there is a good taste behind it, and it's not just there to, to serve the ego of the guitarist. And this was definitely the best case scenario, let's say. And then I really loved as well how she, of course, she always plays something different. There are always two guitar lines in Band-Maid. One is playing the riff and the other one is just always, it's almost like a solo that goes on throughout the whole thing, either playing octaves, higher octaves, or some lead line which are lower in the mix but are still there. So with a good pair of headphones you can hear that, which is beautiful. It's fantastic. But I did extremely enjoy the very last section with the chromatic descending riff. And again, guys, of course, I'm assuming, sometimes I just say things assuming that people know what I mean, but in case, of course, you're not familiar with the terminology, chromatic is when you, if you think about a piano, a chromatic scale would be a scale where you play every single key. So you play every single note. So na 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 na, not only the white ones, for example, just white, white, black, white, black, white, white, black, white, black. You play everything. On the guitar and on the bass, that will be you play every single fret. So every single line that you see on the neck of the guitar, you just play every single fret. That's a chromatic. I hope that the explanation was clear enough. Fantastic song, really, guys. Honestly enjoyed this a lot. It's going to end up as all the other ones that I've heard so far from Band-Maid into my playlist, 100%. Let me know, of course, what we should be listening to for the next Monday. I think that things are getting even a bit more interesting now, because there are still a couple of songs, I think, like if you type in Band-Maid on YouTube, some of the most popular videos we still haven't heard of, we still haven't listened to together. So I'm very excited about those. But again, I'm very open to venture off, as I did with Love Bites, and listen to some hidden gems, let's say. So, again, let me know what we should be listening to on next Monday. I'm very curious to see which would be the songs that is going to win, let's say, the poll. Thank you so much for joining, as always. If this was your first time on the channel and you enjoyed this, first of all, thank you for tuning in. Consider subscribing if you like this style of videos. Again, we do these sort of reactions a bit more insightful, let's say, where I try to give a bit more of a musical breakdown as well, to give a bit more value as well as the entertainment, which can be, of course, listen to the music together. If you like that, again, consider subscribing. We have a good thing going on and we discover more music every day. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you very, 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 very soon with the next one. Thanks again, guys. See you soon. Bye.